signs. Welcome to your timeless work, career, vocation reading. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials, professional witch. I'm a professional intuitive. I'm president of Drawing the Circle Productions for 24.5 years at the time of this recording. Check it out. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box. If you click it, you will be able to preview it for free. See some of what I've gained, the guidance, the grace, over those many, many, many years in that book, Words of Grace. Yeah, go check it out, because I'm also a creator on Patreon, and some of my patrons on Patreon have access to the original version of Words of Grace, the Fellini version compared to the Kindle version. I love patreon.com. Highly recommend it. For my creative friends out there, a members-only subscription platform that you can set your own levels of subscription, give them all different benefits. But I'll tell you what, all of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get to see me every morning if they like, in an unlisted YouTube live stream, so they can chat with me. Usually I have a cup of I always have a cup of coffee in my hand, sitting on the couch doing it from the laptop, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications. We do a little prayer, a little blessing, send us off on the way. It's lovely. Digging it big time. All of my subscribers also get access to all the extended readings that I've done, past, present, and into the future. The part 1s here on YouTube. Part 2s are on Vimeo. Vimeo on demand if you want a pay-per-view, but all of my subscribers get those, as well as all of my subscribers at the time of this recording, this may change, have access to the Zoom recorded events that we're doing. They're totally exclusive stuff. No one else gets to see that. We've done tarot parties. We have done workshops. We've done classes. We've done hangouts. There's a lot going on there. So if you're looking for a deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, and it's so much easier to just call Mal. Hey. Third housers, you mutable heirs, you ready to rock and roll? I hope you are, because I'm ready to rock and roll on your behalf. If you are new to the channel, however, this is really what's called the 3 Levels of Power read. There is a link in the description box by Carolyn Myss, a video. Part 1 of a lecture called The 3 Levels of Power, Carolyn Myss. That's M-Y-S-S. She's a PhD. We will be using her Caroline Myss archetype cards, author of Sacred Contracts, which is certainly what we're going to look at here. This is very much a contract kind of read, but it is about your life purpose, looking at it through 3 lenses. 3 levels of power: work, career, and vocation. There are chakras involved. I'll explain it as I go if you're new to this, and if you're not, buckle up. These are pretty powerful stuff. I've been doing these readings for clients for decades, since I learned about the 3 levels of power, particularly looking at work, career, and vocation, and the differences between the 3 of them is important to know. Yeah, I guess like the late 90s, whenever iPods happened. When iPods first started up, it was one of the first things I started downloading for purchase was Carolyn Myss audios. So yeah, I'll give you the best that I can. It is a general read. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. We're only doing 13 cards, and the last card down is my newest deck, The Whisper of Lord Ganesh. I didn't make it, but I love it, by Angela Hartfield, to remove the blockages, Lord Ganesh, but also the Hindu elephant-headed god of success and prosperity. And that's part of work, career, vocation too, right? I mean, nothing going on but the rent, and let's make sure you got a J-O-B so that you can be with thee, whatever. Let's have fun if we can. These tend to be more inspiring and uplifting than womp-womps, but you never know what's going to hit the table, so check your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, because you will find one of these 3 levels of power has your leverage. Focus on that one, the other ones balance out. So, one, your sun might be about work, your vocation might be your moon, right? Wanting to look at that. So that you can move to more golden timelines, fulfill your life purpose, and make this world a better place in general, holographically, bit by bit by bit. I think that's about it. I think I'm done with explanation. You ready for divination? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I'll give you the best that I can. And I did quite a bit of breath work right before this, so I think I'm ready for the mutable air signs. Please take a nice deep breath. Hashtag nose whistle. still point. All right. Here we go, using the Caroline Myss archetype cards. I call upon the pantheons of the divine for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. 3 cards, the dominant 8th chakra archetypes hovering over the head of the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading for their work, career, vocation, determining the soul pattern, being alchemized from shadow to light, led to gold, pain to peace. In their life purpose, we're going to lay them down work, career, vocation, but we're going to read them vocation, career, work. So what's going on? First level of power, work, survival, intuition, how they survive in the world. Lower 3 chakra dominant. The second level of power, personal level of power, heart, throat, third eye, crown dominant. Creative intuition, their passion, their hunger, their thirst, what drives them, heart, throat, third eye, crown, the inner world, the feminine energy. And how about their 8th chakra dynamic, their vocation, their life calling, their mystical power, visionary intuition, 8th chakra dominant level of power for this timeless work, career, vocation read. Let's see how brave you are. Oh, we've got a king, virgin, rescuer on the table. Okay, all right. We got the king in your vocation. This is not about biology. This is not about being in a physical Y chromosome, bio, time, space suit, whatever you want to call the human body. No, this is a member of the masculine family of archetypes. There are 9 different families. You also got a feminine family archetype with the virgin. We'll get there. And a healing family archetype with the rescuer. So we'll talk about this. In fact, let's talk about this. The shadow and the light. Now, when I read you this, you are going to notice that this pattern is still alive on planet Earth, and the more that we heal it within ourselves, the shadow, the more it heals on the planet. It's just how it works. The light is what you're shooting for, the lead, the gold. And remember, on a periodic table, lead has 3 more atoms than gold. Lord Ganesha is going to help to remove those, because energy and matter cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, and this is spiritual transformation. So the shadow attribute, you ready for this? Buckle up, gems. Excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership without restraint. Geminis, I'm not even going there. The global part of that is just cuckoo bananas. The light attribute, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. I mean, come on, this is the healthy, divine, masculine energy we've been looking for on the planet, and it has to come through oftentimes. Dominant, divine, feminine energy, right? Balancing that out. But this is about your life purpose. So we're talking about your mystical power, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. But remember, you lead by example for always. You can't not. Everybody leads by example. So that king, very, very powerful for the 8th chakra dominant level of power itself, visionary intuition. And in your career, you've got the virgin, which is not really so much about sex and sexuality. It is a feminine family archetype, the shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. Now, sure, you jump to the 2nd chakra, bum, chicka, wow, wow, or not so much in that, but you know, intimate union, fear of intimate union, of that vulnerability. That can be intimate union with the divine. That can be intimate union, of course, with another person. That plays itself out in more ways than just romantic, sexual. But the light attribute, ready for this? Maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. Now, I am a Virgo, sun sign, 4 planets, 2nd house, blah, blah, blah. I have a nice touch of this, but you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Like, you might have the king for a day. King for a day. Used to be Queen for a Day TV show. Before I was even born, why do I remember that? I don't know. I have a touch of this, a bit of the purist, and I have 2 examples. One is culinary, food-wise. If there is a stick of butter on the table, you know, in a butter dish, and it's got hacks in it, you know, like knife marks and breadcrumbs on it. Kind of new stick of butter, one of those tinfoil wrappy things, I'd rather, right? So a little bit of a purist there. The other is, I hate to say it, but it's absolutely true. Bad choreography. people singing off key. I'm a bit of a purist. That is still kind of sort of the shadow side of it. That's how I find it for myself, but it usually, it comes for a reason, not a season or a lifetime. It comes and goes pretty quick. So that symbolic purity of heart and spirit, I definitely can relate to that, particularly when it comes to my career, right? I don't want to have to do fiddles. I don't want to have to, you know, hack the system in order to get my creativity out into the world. So I get that. I'm a bit of a purist that way. That's why no one else is doing my hair, makeup, lighting, and all that, and editing. I'm doing that myself right now. Thank you very much. Maybe someday I'll hire people. We don't know. Let's see. Because in your work, you've got the rescuer, a healing family archetype, and it sounds good, right? Like the king, depending, you look at it at its light or its shadow, depending on your experience with kings. Virgins, again, how you want to enter into that. But the rescuer, no one really thinks about the shadow side of it. The shadow side of the rescuer assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, and you know what happens when you assume. Bad news bears. Keeps the rescued ones needy, which is Adventures of Baron Munchausen syndrome adjacent, right? So that's really bad. It's the one that sets fire to the situation so that it can run in and rescue it, right? Later. The light attribute provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of rewards. And I know it feels like so many people who have real dominant rescuer archetypes, not in everything in their life, but animal rescuers. I dated a guy, Scorpio, who was a ferret rescuer, and so when I would stay over, cold little noses on the tushy in the morning is an interesting way to wake up when the teeny bitty, teeny tiny, I'm just gonna say, right? So animal rescuers, you know. Oh my God, the Sarah McLachlan song, right? Dive for the remote. I get it, but it's not really rescue if there's a hook in it. That's called bait. Just saying. So to assume that someone will reciprocate, particularly in the work you do in the world, like if you are an EMT, paramedic, right? The rescuers, the firemen, policemen, that sort of gig, then certainly, you know, assuming people will reciprocate. Yeah, the world is not like that right now. But certainly it is healing. So to throw in there, yes, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but also be dealing with somebody else who has the archetype in a real dominant, one would usually think more leaded or golden way that you have, but you're still learning the lesson those archetypes have within your own energy field. So that's as much as we talk about any of these cards. And I try and keep these readings for just 13 cards, relatively brief, but, you know. Mars conjunct Leo rising, third house, Libra, Venus, conjunct Mercury and Libra. It doesn't usually happen. But let's move down to the next 4 chakras across the board using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Spiritual power, crown chakra. Mental power, third eye. Choices, decisions, willpower, spit, swallow, or chew, third chakra, heart chakra. Emotional power, the feminine energy, hence the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Let's see what hits the table. We're going to put them down 1, 2, 3. Going to read them 3, 2, 1. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm trying to have fun with this, and so far this could be a fun read. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the East, please 3 cards in clarity for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this timeless work, career, vocation read. I'm going to lay them down, work, career, vocation. Going to read them, vocation, career, work, because in their work they got the rescuer. In their work, what's going on there? Heart, third eye, crown. The heart, third eye, crown, dominant second level of power, their career. They've got the Virgin archetypes. So they might be a little picky going on there. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown. And in their vocation, the king. I mean, a mystical king. I mean, that's really what we're looking at here. And again, it's not about bodily gender. I know a lot of women who lead by example and may not even get that that's part of the yang dynamic, right? The masculine vibe there. That's why if we could take it out of masculine and feminine, just stick with the Taoist yin and yang, I think it would be a lot easier. So what do you got for them? Heart, third eye, crown, interior world, for their vocation, their spiritual calling, king in the 8th chakra. What's heart, third eye, crown, and let's look, see, dooksy. And okay, all right, well, we've got an interesting combo here. 2 major arcana cards and something that might be problematic, and we're going to start there. The King archetype in the 8th chakra, and underneath that is a very third eye card, the 4 of Blades. Now, I know it looks like the 2 of Swords from the Rider-Waite Tarot and every variation on it that we've seen since, but there are 2 swords crossed under the hard bench. Yes, she's blindfolded. So this might be, and you can certainly take, got it, the 4 of Swords interpretation of meditation and rest and contemplation. But the key word on here is deception, not delusion, deception. Often about self-deception that we're seeing through a lens darkly. There's some New Testament for you from the witch, right? Like our attitude is off. We've got some lies, illusions, deceptions, delusions, data, memory, ancestral patternings, sociological whoosy what's this going on in the third eye that may be obscuring your vision. Does this mean you're deceiving yourself? Well, we believe all sorts of shit that ain't real. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west if the planet turns on a pole, and it does, right? It's like it turns on its axis. Just looks that way. And it's not bad. It doesn't make you stupid. It's just we've been told that, and it appears true, but it's not the truth. So to be an enlightened king, light is truth. Light is truth. That's the symbolism of it. I didn't make it that way, right? Light is truth. So to enlightenment is in truth and meant. So there might be, and who's not doing the process of undoing illusion called disillusionment, which nobody's really into, and yet the other option is to be illusioned. Well, I wouldn't worry about it because in your career, you've, as we said, got the Virgin archetype, shadow light wherever you are in that percentage, but you got the Emperor card. It's also the Hierophant card in this deck. Pan. We don't see him here with the horns and the hooves, but we do see him as a healthy, balanced, supportive, divine, masculine energy. The combination of all the kings in the tarot of the court cards makes the Emperor, just as the amalgamation, the combination, the fusion of all the queens makes the Empress. Well, here we've got Pan. So you are in control, but it is very ordered. You know, your heart, third eye crown, when it's a major arcana card in this kind of reading, whatever chakra sphere, I guess you want to say, level of power, it's all of those chakras. So you do have the power to manifest into the physical world. With the King archetype, there's probably a lot of your career, your passion, your hunger, your thirst behind your eyes that has to do with your life calling. Not everybody has that. Some people, their life calling is to be in prayer, and whatever they do to pay the bills, they pay the bills, right? But certainly with that Virgin archetype, so in a way, we have a Virgin Emperor here. Now take that in, because if you only look through the lens of virginity having to do with sexuality, the original meaning for virgin means unowned. We're talking about the goddess Athena. We're talking about the goddess Hestia, Vesta. We're looking at Artemis. These are not pushovers in any way, shape, or form. Right? So that virgin archetype with the Emperor inside, it's very, very powerful stuff. And I really wouldn't worry about this too much. Why? Because in your work, yeah, there's the Rescuer archetype, which can be problematic in the shadow, but heart, third eye crown, you got the Sun. Amaterasu, lit, alignment, enlightened. So I see whatever mission you are on, whatever rescue mission you are on here in your contract with work, inside you get it, right? You've got an alignment. There's a happiness about it too. And I think what's going on here when I begin, and more cards are going to hit the table, but I think you have more control over this, but you really got to look at your symbolic purity of heart and spirit. I think your leverage is center lane, but we're not done. Why? Because we got 3 more cards we're going to put down from a tarot deck. Only 2 tarot decks in this. And we're going to do the lower 3 chakras, whoops, with the mythic tarot. Will be the masculine energy. Oh no, no flipsy dipsies. I know it's a Gemini read, but no, we're not being that mutable. Lower three chakra dynamic, masculine, yang, right? From the outside looking in at you horizontally, maybe you from the inside looking out at a person, place, or thing, because lower three chakras are relationships in the physical world. Root chakras, places, groups, tribes, circles of friends, from your family to your ancestral heritage to just a couple of people hanging out. All of that is tribal. Three or more where you're included, tribe, root chakra. Boom. Second chakra, relationship to another person or thing, like money, sex, power, addictions, tricky shit, right? Money, getting paid, that's second chakra, right? Equal exchange, hopefully the law of equivalent exchange, a Full Metal Alchemist. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself, your self-image, which is a noun, but your self-esteem, which is a verb. Your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your integrity, all that jazz. Please take a nice deep breath. Because you're known to be tricksters. Still point. By the way, I have ocean sounds playing in the background. It's my new jam. It really helps. As I call upon my gods of air, sign of Gemini, powers of the East, please, beloved one, 3 cards in clarity for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their work, career, timeless work, career, vocation schemata here. We'll lay them down, work, career, vocation. We will read them, vocation, career, work, starting with the rescuer in their work, 8th chakra dynamic. Heart, third eye crown, the sun, what's going on, lower 3 chakras, and the virgin in their career, their second level of power with the emperor, Pan, and the Hierophant, because they fuse together 2 masculine archetypes into 1, because it's Daughters of the Moon Tarot, and blessed be Fiona Morgan. And for their vocation, this is a little out of the park with the king and the vocation, but with that 4 of blades, we really need to see what that looks like from the outside in to help them out here. So what do you got for them, please, my gods of air? Sign of Gemini, powers of the East, lower 3 chakra dynamic for this Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in their vocation in this timeless work, career, vocation. I can tell you're 2 cards. You are 2 cards! Come on, I know it's Gemini. Leave the right card in my hand. I can only get 1 here. To ground and anchor, outside looking in, inside looking out for this timeless, thank you, work, career, vocation read. I know, you get exasperated. I'm the one waiting for the click. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, caution, 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 but a good okay, this is lovely. This is lovely, and there are pentacles involved. I think you're going to like it. So in your career, right, the king, you might be at rest right now. You might want to rethink things. 4 of swords, 4 of blades, that of course leads to the 5 of swords eventually, right? That conflict to get you to the 6. You might want to hold back on it because you got the Chariot, lower 3 chakras, and again, major arcana in a read like this. It's all 3 chakras. Like, you want this. You want it to speed up. You want to move it faster. So, but you really want to make sure that you have all the truth on that first. So take the time. Slow down. Slow it down. The 2 horses of the Chariot, inspiration and motivation, right? Light horse and dark horse. Inspiration. I do this every morning. Oh, good. I've got to get to do this today. Yay. I get to do my thing, right? Yeah, I'm so inspired. Do my meditation. And then, all right, I got to scoop the litter and I got to pay the bills and I got to do right? Light horse, dark horse. Moving them together to take positive action in this world. But I'm going to say, make sure you have all the insight. People lie to royalty archetypes all the time because they're terrified. Off with that head, although that's kind of the queen. The king certainly has that same power there, but that we see the emperor here in your second lane, the emotional, mental, heart, third eye crown with the virgin with 6 of pentacles. I love that. Feels very root chakra balanced, right? Loyal, I mean, not loyalty, but justice, balance, an equal give and take of energy and resources, I think, in your career, because most likely as the result of you having that virgin archetype and making sure that your honor and your integrity, your symbolic purity of heart and spirit, putting your heart into something. Love is divine power. I didn't make that up, right? Well, Carolyn Myss, Anatomy of the Spirit, the Heart Chakra chapter, that's its sacred truth. Love is divine power. So to do that in a way that is equitable and fair and balanced by holding on to your symbolic purity, in terms of your own creativity. That's why I don't work for YouTube or Patreon, I work with. I'm the one who determines the content. I'm the one who determines the when, the where, the how, and the why, right? And that's according to, I gotta say, my mystic and my mystic archetype in my vocation, my artist, teacher, healer, reader in my career, and my corporate president, administrator, if you like, in my work. And I only get paid for the center one. So, you know, you find your way through. I really like this for you, though. And I will say, in terms of rescuing, right, the rescuer at work with the sun inside, Four of Pentacles is kind of saying there, yeah, no, you've got the stability you want here, but you're one pentacle away from the 5. So a change is coming, so guard your heart. Boundaries, very solar plexus energy here. For some reason, well, it makes sense, Four of Pentacles. What you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. In terms of rescuing people, look, it happens all this time. We help people, we heal people, we do the best that we can, particularly if you're subscribing to my channel, chances are you lean in that direction or are aspiring to. Well, you know, to assume that people will reciprocate is social conditioning. Sometimes people just can't. Sometimes you can pray and heal and, you know, reiki, schmakey, eggs and bacon, it just ricochets off their energy field because they're not ready to. So do understand, the rescuer, in terms of the work that you do in the world, I mean particularly, like, I keep getting flashes of EMTs and ambulances and fire trucks and, you know, the first responders there, the ones who really rescue people. I mean, look, this is going to date this reading, but, you know, what happened in Florida, you know, like, as much as I wanted to move my house this year, I didn't need to. The people in Florida who dealt with that absolute aquatic devastation, they needed to move. I didn't, right? So it's okay to stand your ground on this one, Four of Pentacles, and keep your light shining on the inside and know that as long as you are, right, let's look at the card, providing strength and support to others in crisis. You can't find your coffee mug, it's not a crisis, right? You have to sense that one out. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. I think then that's a nice, clear, healthy boundary that doesn't close off your heart, but puts us like, no, I have no expectation of reward. I like it. I like it. I think this is a very, very beautiful read, right? So a king, virgin, rescuer. I like it. I like it. But we're not done. 4 more cards, 3 of which are the Metcon Healing Mantra deck, and we're not booking these. I'm not reading them from the bookie book. I'll watch the other readings where I do. These readings are long enough. We're saving the bookie book for the Whispers of Lord Ganesh, our last card down. But I will say, these cards are amazing. They've helped me a lot. I've had them for 3 years come December when they were first published. A lot of my clients bought this deck, so yeah, I did an unboxing on the channel if you want to check it out. But for now, please take a nice deep breath. Because we're going to the higher-ups on this one. Not that these other ones weren't higher up. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Life Purpose Contracts, work, career, vocation, through the lenses of work, career, vocation, please, beloved ones, 1 card each. We'll lay them down, work, career, vocation, read them, vocation, career, work. The 3 perfect mantras to help them align their work, career, vocation individually as 3 levels of power, as well unifying them into one movement of inspiration manifesting into form, as well as the healing from form to spirit. What do you got? For the Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, Cross, well, there are no cross watchers, but they might be. Rescuer in the 8th in their work, Sun on the inner, 4 of Pentacles on the outer. Not gonna look. What's the perfect healing mantra there? Good. Not gonna look. 2nd level of power, their career. Heart, third eye, crown, dominant. They've got the Virgin in the 8th. Pan, the Emperor, the Hierophant merged on the inner levels, layers, control, but also a lot of delegation and a lot of power there. Heart, third eye, crown with the 6 of Pentacles. Doing it fairly evenly and for the well-being of all. And in their vocation, they got the King, but that 4 of Swords on the inner could be problematic unless they are in that mental rest, meditation, stillness point, preparing to launch forward with the Chariot and those lower 3 chakras. In terms of their life mission, right? They're their vocation, their life's calling. So the perfect healing mantra for that, please. Thank you for the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their work, career, vocation read. Okay, that. Hey, come back. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And, oh, I think you're going to like this a lot. All right, so there are two ways to read these mantra cards, because one side is the name of the mantra, the other side of the card is the mantra itself. So let's do it this way. In your vocation, you are the king with this Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles, possibly deception, self-deception, or just believing something that appears true but is not, with that Chariot pulling you forward, rewriting the subconscious. So you're a king rewriting the subconscious in terms of stuff going on in the subconscious, mentally speaking, one would think, in order to grab the reins and move forward. The mantra itself, the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. And that's a great way to tune in to the intuitive truth inside of you, which actually often defies reason, because we don't get all the billions of bits of information streaming through the air in any given second. We get like one or two compared percentage-wise. So, rewriting the subconscious in your career. Again, the Virgin, Emperor on the inner, Six of Pentacles on the outer. This makes sense. Grounding your energy. It is safe to be in my body. Right? So that fear of intimate union out in the world, in terms of your career and your creativity, it's okay to feel that. But it's all about the symbolic purity of this. So it is safe to be in my body, right? You incarnated to do this. Of all the souls that could be in this particular quantum timeline, being you, Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and you get to do this fairly. But it's going to take the purity of your heart and spirit to pull it, to bring it into physical form, to ground it by being safe in your body, and that does take time. Yeah. In your work, I think you're going to dig this a lot. The Rescuer with the Sun on the inner and Four of Pentacles on the outer, dissolving judgments. I don't have to like the others in order to love my journey. It's a clear, healthy boundary around the heart, that Four of Pentacles. I don't have to like the behaviors of others in order to love my journey, right? My script is not their script, right? My character is not that character. At the core of it, we're all one. But just because they're doing that, there, but for the grace of the divine, go I, blessed be. I'm dissolving my judgments on this. And the bookie book on this one is really good, but we're not going there, right? But with that enlightened, there is such it feels like a thread of enlightened. And remember, enlightened is relative, right? What we think is an amazing, enlightening, inspiring thing. You know, you go to the Dalai Lama, he goes, yeah, you're right, it's ancient. Like, no, it's brand new. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not, right? And you can't really compare anyway, because we're all one thing appearing as billions of things. So it's a journey for all of us. Yeah, the wisdom of the totem of the crow, every day is a winding road, but we get a little bit closer, and that's what this feels like. So, how you do this, here's the mantra, right? In my work, I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. In my career, it's safe to be in my body. And in my vocation, the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. It doesn't mean you're never going to feel bad. This is not about using spirituality to bypass the uncomfortable emotions or avoiding shadow work. It is not that. But it is saying, my preference is to really embrace feeling good, because it does rewire the subconscious. Because you might have some subconscious things there about suffering. You have to prove yourself, not to the gods, but it is a litmus test, right? They don't give you the 10,000 volts until you've integrated 9,999.9% of those volts, right? They don't bump you up to that until you're ready for it, and that's called love. Yeah, imagine hooking a 9-volt battery up to 10,000 volts, right? It's just gonna melt down. Yeah. So I like this. We still have one more card to go, but it does feel like the choices and decisions that you make here again, I feel like your leverage is here in the center lane, which it often is. It often is. Throat chakra, second level of power, choices and decisions, but sometimes not so much. I do think you really serving as a rescuer here with no expectation, right, of reciprocation whatsoever, just doing it out of the good of your heart. That'll make that better, shining your light, really bringing some happiness, some healing, some service to the world. But it feels for your own satisfaction being safe in that world. Feeling safe in your body is a bit more of a priority. Lord Ganesh, whispers of Lord Ganesh. Thank you, Angela Hartfield. If anybody knows her, tell her there's a purple-haired gay witch that loves her work. She also does the Whispers of Love Oracle, which I use for other readings here on the channel and with clients. So, as I said, the elephant-headed god, a Hindu god of success and prosperity, which folds in nicely to a work, career, vocation read, but also the remover of obstacles. So if you think of those 3 atoms in lead that once removed, not destroyed, you can't destroy atoms, no matter how hard we keep trying, just get quarks and whatnot, and that's a Star Trek character, if I'm familiar, if I remember, Ferengi, something or other. Yeah, no, remove those obstacles to go from toxic to healthy, to shift timelines by fulfilling your life purpose. For everybody you love and the planet itself, please take a nice deep breath. He's good like that. He's an absolute sweetheart. Still point. And I love elephants. I really, really do. I'm a lion, but I love elephants. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh. Thank you, beloved Lord Ganesh, for your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, and your oracle message to help remove the obstacles. Thank you for helping the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading, remove the obstacles in their life purpose, their work, career, vocation, with one singular message. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message for the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this timeless work, career, vocation read? Decision. Everybody loves when they're right. I just get to watch it unfold over a 40-minute, whatever, however long this video is. Decision. Decisions, lawyers, salary, pay me. Game of Life, commercial. I was a kid. Why do I remember that? Because I reactivated my Akashic Records library card a few days ago and shit just shows up. Card number 31. There is a decision here. And again, like I said, it feels like throat chakra, life-changing. The difference between a choice and a decision is intensity, right? A choice. I think I'll have another cup of coffee. That's a choice. I probably will. I got more to do today. I got laundry to do and all that. Decision. I think I'll quit all this divination stuff and start growing my own beans. And, you know, we'll call them mal beans or something. No, that's a life-changing decision. Yeah, let's move to South America and start growing beans. No, that's life-changing. I'm not up for that. But what do you decide? Feeling safe in your body is certainly going to influence that. One would think more towards the gold. Card number 31. Decisions. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Card number 31, decision. Consider all of your options to make an informed choice. See, with this king here, I don't think you see all the options. What exactly do you want in this situation? Are you satisfied with the way things are moving in your life? Ganesh is guiding you to know that your desires are within your rights. That's lovely. Odds are in your favor. May odds be ever in your favor. The decision that is before you is either sticking with what you know or breaking out and trying something new. And as a Gemini, I can see how you'd be of two minds about that. This is a time for veering out into a new adventure or making a decision that deviates from your typical trend or habit. Now, only you know what that is here in this chakric schemata I got laid out on my dining room table. Ganesha will gift you with a greater understanding of who you are and what you are capable of creating. Zero in on a goal. Take a step to make the selection, right? Take a step to make the selection. You have worked hard and really evolved through your life lessons. Get ready for a change. You're mutable air. you can change this 4 of blades very easily. It is your element, changing mutable air. Motivate yourself by taking the time to rejuvenate. There you go. Manicure, pedicure, facial massage. If only it took us all the way home. It doesn't. I tried. Treat yourself to simple things that bring you joy. Discover new activities that take you away from routine. We're essentially giving Geminis permission to be Geminis. As you move through your day-to-day schedule in new ways, you create new thoughts. When Ganesha is holding the mace called Gada, G-A-D-A, he is challenging you to be more decisive. With a mace in your face. And that's M-A-C-E, not M-Y-S-S, because she's a Ph.D. Not a W-E-A-P-O-N. Although, back in the day, Carolyn Mace, she's pretty tough cookie from Chicago. She's from Chicago! Once you start being more strong-minded, the divine gavel of Gada. Oh my goodness. Once you start being more strong-minded, you will create the opportunity to reflect on your longer term goals and desires. You'll then be in a better position to plan ahead and ensure you achieve those goals. And I think that's what that is going on here in your vocation. I'm not saying that your work, career, and vocation don't line up. I actually feel like they do, but the vocation part needs some work, but I think the career part is going to give you the leverage that you need to do that, right? Because it's saying it right here. You benefit now from a newfound sense of confidence and ready for major change. You might consider travel to exotic places, further education, or a major career change at this point. This will expand your... major career change at this point. This will expand your learning and development and grow your horizons beyond your immediate environment with careful planning and a moderated approach. You will set yourself up for success now and moving forward in the future. This is very Gemini. This is very Gemini. You just got to rethink things. Take some time. Rewrite the subconscious. Because, look, if you rewriting the subconscious, if you really start evaluating things when you're in a really bad mood, right? Just irritable, whatever, you're not accessing the information on those higher channels, whatever, which are often closer to truth, but they're more feeling oriented. So embrace feeling good when it comes, even if it's like, you know, a good shower. Oh, I'm a Pisces moon. I love a good shower, right? Oh, thank you. Right, just to embrace that moment, that relaxation, because when the nervous system is inflamed, the personality that rises out of an inflamed nervous system is called the ego. It's the shadow taking over. I really like this for you. So, you got a decision to make, but here's what we're going to do next. We're going to put this together in what's called a blessimation. If you're new, cosmic blessimation is a combination of a blessing and a summation of the cards. We do it for realsies, and at the end I release the Zodiacal Collective by letting the goofy free. If you want to hang out for that, up to you, your decision to make. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the Divine for the Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation to be the enlightened, benevolent leadership. By example, they are meant to be benefiting those in their charge, understanding that they don't see the whole thing, and contemplating, meditating on it before they grab those reins and move it forward like a king in a chariot, rewriting the subconscious bit by bit as they go, because the more they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad, and that is a decision that they can make. And in their career, that they are able to acknowledge and maintain the symbolic purity of heart and spirit, not so literal in the world, although their mileage may vary, because they have the control over that heart, throat, third eye crown. They've got the Emperor, the divine masculine energy, in alignment about what they will do and what they won't do inside, feeling that out, because lower 3 chakras, pentacles, 6 of pentacles, that fairness, that balance, so that they can really ground their energy. And it's a decision to feel safe in their body. Just. Why would a virgin not feel safe in their body? Because this world can be cuckoo bananas. But they have the strength of the emperor within them, all the kings of the court cards in the tarot, the cardinal energies there to pull this off and ground their energy. Still, it's their decision to make, and this feels like their leverage. And yet in their work, they've got the rescuer. May they be blessed with the ability to provide strength and support to others in crisis, acting out of love with no expectation of the reward, allowing their light to shine at full capacity, their inner light, that sunlight, that happiness, that health, that uplifting people, which is certainly part of an enlightened schemata as well, with the Four of Pentacles. Clear, clean boundaries, understanding that they are dissolving their judgments in the process, that they don't have to like the actions of others in order to love their journey. And all of that, their choice, their decision to be successful by really putting this into alignment, bit by bit, step by step, bit by bit, step by step, dissolving judgments. Where'd you go? Right? Grounding their energy and rewriting their subconscious, because the more they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad. It's safe to be in their body, and they don't have to like the behaviors of others in order to love their journey, in order to be emotional, be free. In order to be emotionally free, it's okay to dislike. It's part of discernment rather than judgment. So may they be blessed with all that they need, with the wisest, most loving, most empowered decisions possible that only they can make, fulfilling their life contracts, their sacred contracts, their life purpose, work, career, vocation, and really blessing all of us as a result through the unity of it all, ringing in the air for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. Did you like it? Then hit the thumbs up, you Geminis. Spread the news by clicking the to help the other Geminis find the reading. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, I do recommend subscribing, because the divine has not told me to quit. They would say this is no longer your gig. Why? Because I'm over on Patreon, that's why. So I'm really digging it over there, and one is an introduction to the other. So certainly if you want the deeper the experience, the more magic, the more miracles, the more mysticism, the more Mal, a lot of good stuff over there. At least click the link and finding out. Ain't you curious? I've never met a Gemini that wasn't. One way or another, they're gonna find me, they're gonna get me. Otherwise, I love you guys so much. Have at it. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box to a video called Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but we're afraid to ask. Otherwise, I love you. Good luck with this. You go forth and manifest your life purpose, work, career, vocation in the best way possible. Just remember that Four of Swords in your vocation. You may not be seeing clearly, because who is 24/7? No, the Dalai Lama. I love you. Hang in there. Now, farewell, and blessed be.